Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement now. I spoke with Stephen about this. This is 100% an in-character thing. He has absolutely no animosity, issue, or problem with you as a player. This is Queequeg hitting Tazcool.
This is story.
Steven doing PvP? What is this? Kind of like Dimension?
Have agency to react however you wish to react to this, because it's an in-story thing. It is not a player versus player thing at all. It is character versus character. Okay?
What this is, Matthew?
Okay?
Okay.
Alright, sounds good. With that, anybody else have any kind of announcements they need to make?
I would like everybody to go to the merch store. Wait, no, that's not us. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, it's not us. We have merch. I wish we had merch. Oh my god. Can you imagine us with merch?
I have gas.
Oh, God. Absolutely.
I mean, at this point in time, if you have gasoline, God, you're doing better than most of us. It's expensive out there.
Oh
my God. So,
I know.
What is the price of gas where you're at?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I really don't know. I know it's over $5.
Yeah, it's $5.23 average here.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, that's
We're at $4.45.
You're fortunate.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We live where there's a lot of the processing plants, so we got the oil and stuff, and then we send it away so that it could be sent back so that we pay more. Also, we just passed a huge infrastructure bill, and half of our infrastructure here is like a Riverstone driveway.
I was going to say, Michigan seriously needs that infrastructure bill. Your roads are horrendous.
Oh man, I'll drive the way that I drove earlier. We hit this place where I swear to God, it was like 7-inch landmines. Like, Corey's like, you're gonna get us killed. Just taking my ass. They bent my rim.
Yeah, they bent your rim. Just driving, bent your rim.
Yeah, bent the rim, and it's got a crack in it, but it still holds air, so, you know, and it goes down the street, so it's cool.
What the hell, Tranquility? How are we going to play Rim Job now?
Really, it does make Rim Job real hard, but a whole lot harder, especially if we were using rims.
Poor Artagan.
Excuse me, Wilde.
Yes, sir.
I was concentrating on a spell last time I remembered, so I would have to make a con save, I believe.
Yeah, go ahead and we can start the thing with that. Dog missed his chance for his question.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You can't take my thunder.
What?
No way. Well, we're missing something. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I'll
Joe.
put my finger on it.
Do it.
You can have the
Do
thunder.
it, Matthew.
Wait, what?
Wait, now
Do
you
it.
go.
Or Joe.
We playing D&D or what?
Well, we're playing D&D. There it is. Thank you. Okay. With that, I'm going to say yes. We are playing D&D, and this is my reminder to get into the right channel as I welcome you back to TROLGG, back to Exandria, back to Jorhaus, and back to a rice paddy outside Jigao in the middle of the night, as Queequeg and Tazcool are both seriously diminished on health. And Queequeg hauls off and whoops Tazcool right in the snaz after being nearly killed by an elemental. Both of you at one point in time were making death saves. Tazku, I need you to make a wisdom save.
It's a con save, I believe.
I'm
Or
sorry,
the wisdom
con save.
save.
Whatever you have.
Six.
Concentration, not
Concentration is wisdom save.
Constitution.
Oh, Constitution?
No.
Oh, okay.
Concentrating on the spell, Paula.
Right. Oh, I think it is. Oh, hold on. Fucking rolls.
All right, you guys. Now you've confused me. Somebody look it up and let us know.
I'm pretty sure it's a wisdom. Because it's mental.
Damn Lord.
I think it's wisdom. I'm going to say like 98% sure at this point in time it's wisdom.
From what I understand, strength, dex, and con are body.
It is a constitution saving throw. Whenever you take damage and you are concentrating on a spell, you must make a constitution saving throw to maintain your constitution. I was right.
Good job.
Somebody
lady.
watches a lot of TV.
I got
Very
16.
16. What is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
Ooh, that's something I
it's
never knew.
It's
Real
a
quick,
15.
real quick,
Yeah.
it says, sorry, Matthew. It says that the DC equals 10 or half of the damage that you take, whichever number is higher. So just so you know.
Okay.
That kind of changes it. I've never seen anybody do that. Sorry, Mr.
I haven't
Matthews.
either. So you rolled a 16. We're going to say you saved. You maintain your concentration. So what are you doing then, Tazcool, in response to this blow you just took from Queequeg? What's the matter?
How much damage did I take?
Yeah,
5 damage.
5 damage. Bludgeoning.
Okay, numbers. Hmm.
Oh.
I am going to draw my dagger for a poke.
Alright, so you're going to draw your dagger for a poke?
Yes.
Alright, so as you're, Queequeg, you hold off and hit him, right in the face. It is, admittedly rather easy to target Dragon Schnoz with a haymaker. And what, are you saying anything to him?
No,
You
I take this as an open challenge.
Right, so you turn towards Queequeg, drawing your dagger, and look at him and say what, as he tells you that you deserved it?
I don't say anything.
Alright, so you're squaring off against him with a dagger in your hand? Are you making an attack?
Yes.
Alright.
I got the steal.
I just want to say I shouldn't be laughing, but I am, as long as everybody's comfortable in this situation.
It's a
Exactly.
25 hit.
Yeah?
I also have Thunderous Smite as well.
Okay. Are you using it?
Yes.
Alright, roll your damage.
Okay, there's the dagger damage. And let me check with Thunderous Smite. Okay.
Roll the dagger damage first.
It's 8 damage for 8, I believe, slashing damage, might be piercing.
Right, and as you ready...
I'm still in a rage and I have resistance.
Okay, so you take half damage.
Yeah.
So he takes 4 damage, and as you ready your Thunderous Smite, You feel...
It is piercing.
Piercing. Okay, are you resistant to piercing?
Yeah, I'm resistant.
Piercing. Bludgeon, piercing, and slashing. While he's got his rage up. Because he's a barbarian. Okay, so still 4 damage for him. As you ready Thunderous Smite, as you're impelling the Thunderous Power through the handle of the dagger. Go ahead.
I was already concentrating last combat.
I understand.
Okay.
That's not the point. The point is you were both worshippers of Cord, and Cord summoned Queequeg to the battlefield to assist you. And now you are trying to use Cord's God-given energy against your companion who was summoned by your god to the battlefield to assist you. I need you to make an intelligence save.
Okay. That's a straight D20. I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. As you ready the impulse of the Thunderous Smite to pass through the dagger into your opponent, you feel the touch of your god on your head as he knocks both of you unconscious. And everybody standing around sees these 2 warriors of Cord who've gone into battle companionably right beside each other against a dominating enemy. Talking, I can has it. Against a dominating enemy, and emerged victorious if extremely battered, suddenly square off against each other in an epic Godzilla versus Gamera manner, and lightning comes out of the sky and hits both of them right on the head, and they fall over in the field.
Do we take any lightning damage?
There's no lightning damage. You're just knocked unconscious. Your god basically reached down and gave you both a slap down. Because damn it. And you hear inside your head, in much the same manner as you had experienced that afternoon, inside the cavern, a vision. And I need you both to make religion checks, please.
Good. I have a proficiency in that.
I got 9 total.
Okay. And Tasco, could you please transfer your ruling to the right channel?
Sorry.
That's all right. So you rolled a 2?
I rolled a 13.
13, okay. All right.
I was manual rolling in general.
Yeah, no worries. Roll in TROLGG. So you rolled a 13 and you rolled a 9?
Yeah.
So this booming voice is heard inside both of your heads. And the gist of the message, you don't get a clear message, but the gist of the message is, idiots, you're supposed to be companions. Support for each other and protection for your party. You're not supposed to be fighting. Your god basically did the camp counselor thing of grabbing you both by the back of the neck and knocking your heads together. So who else is in the rice paddy at this point in time? I believe that Geico and Jojito were there. Pete and Evie, did you ever make it down to the paddy? I think you were there, but you were headed back to your room, correct?
Yeah, we had turned around right after the thing was dead, and Queequeg came up yelling at Tazcool, and we were both like, yep, it's time to go back to bed.
Yeah, okay, so you had headed back to bed.
I took him by the finger. Like,
right?
everybody's not dead. everything's cool. It's just gonna get loud, some after party, and yeah, we're out. Fuck this shit.
Alright. Geico, what are you doing?
Watching all of this happen.
Okay. Jojito, you had taken part in this combat. Quite a large part of this combat. So what are you doing?
You're saying I saw the combat, right?
You saw you took part in the combat with the elemental, and you saw the combat with your friends in the rice paddy, basically hitting each other, and then getting knocked out by lightning strike, a dual lightning strike.
Right. I'm just kind of dumbfounded. What's happening here?
Right. They fall over like two immense trees in a forest, falling at the same time. I like to think that Queequeg is kind of lying on his back, rocking on the back of his shell, whereas Tazcool has sort of fallen back and has made an imprint into the mud with his body, looks a little bit like a snow angel. As the rain starts to pelt down, just pour down, on both of them, and they slowly come back to consciousness from the water in their faces. Queequeg, what are you doing to right yourself?
I'm going to try and roll over onto my side.
All right, I need you to make an athletics thing to see if you're able to do that in this mud and in your condition of physical disability. Yeah, Geico's standing there laughing at all of you.
Ah, blizzard lips!
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, 3+6.
Yeah, Queequeg is attempting to right himself, but unable to do so this turn as he kind of rocks back and forth on his shell. Tazcool, you're getting to your feet. You were knocked prone. How much health do you have left, Tazcool?
Like 19.
19? Okay, so you're hurt. And that last injury, the last hit on the nose very definitely hurt. It kind of got a bloody nose. And then your god whopping you upside the head with a lightning bolt. I mean, you've got a headache. And you see your friend stranded on his back, rocking back and forth, trying to right himself. What are you doing?
I'm definitely not helping him, that's for sure. I'm just gonna go walking back to my inn.
Okay, so
sorry.
Tazcool pulls himself up to his full height, kind of with an I meant to do that, glower and glare, and stalks back to the inn. Geico and Jojito, what are you doing?
Geico will walk over reluctantly and help Queequeg up, but he's also going to say, you do realize that the entire makeup of your body is impractical for falling over.
I'm aware of that.
You should work on that. You're like a spring for the back of your shell, so when you fall, it just kind of bounces you back up.
Queequeg just glowers at Geico, slowly raises his fist, and middle finger.
Yeah, he flips Geico off. As Geico makes the suggestion of a spring on his back, and Jojito helpfully makes the sound effect, and the three companions make their way back to the inn. Queequeg, what's your health right now?
15.
Okay, so Tazcool was hurt pretty badly. Queequeg was bloodied, and the two of you are headed back to the inn for a much needed long rest. Somebody ended up with those gems last turn, and I don't remember who.
I think it was either Jojito, Pete.
I think it was Pete.
I think it was Pete.
We'll say it wasn't me, boss.
Pretty sure it was Pete. So, Pete, you have a whole bunch of gems. You don't necessarily appreciate what they are. To you, they're pretty rocks.
Shiny.
What are you doing with those gems?
The author.
Pete?
You can't hear him?
No.
Nope.
I think
Nope.
you muted. I think you muted it on your. There might be. You press some buttons. No, it's not showing you on. No.
Pete is disconnecting and reconnecting.
Oh,
Stand
it says
by!
that you're connecting and reconnecting.
There we go. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Pete. What are you doing with this handful of pretty rocks you got?
You're not showing up. He said he stowed them.
Is the headset muted somehow, like on the headset itself?
That's what I'm thinking. No.
Oh, we're going to pause for technical difficulties when we figure out what's going on with
Oh
Joe.
wait, Pete, I heard you.
Wait.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so you just stowed those rocks?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it.
All right.
Fucking.
So you get back to the hotel, you and Evie. Are you doing anything particular before you go up to your room?
No, we're in the room.
All right, so you've gone back to the room. What are you doing now?
We are, since we're both magic users and we both get to pick our spells during the night, I've got my spell book open and his spell book, or how do you keep your spells?
I'm a druid.
Right, you can, but you still, like, how do you?
Since it's Pete, and this is building backstory kind of, then I would just learn my spells from you.
Okay, so in my book, there's different spells that, like I've got my list, and then I'm got his, and I just kind of, oh look, I got that one too. Okay, so and then she tells him the words or the components, and you could just use your what is your focus?
I have a focus. What is it? Never really specified.
Was it your shovel?
No. It was like an amulet or something I wear around my neck.
I thought you had a daisy amulet.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of using the components that it says here, you're able to just you could use your necklace.
Oh, I remember.
Good. Okay. Do you feel filled up on spells?
I'm a look more.
Okay. While you're looking, do you want me to start the new book?
Okay.
I found one that you'll really like. It's Hygiene Health by Dr. Calvin Greenapple.
Hygiene.
Yeah. Okay, page 1. It all starts when you're a baby. You have teeth already in your mouth, and you only get 2 sets. Unless you're something special, like maybe Geico can have 3 sets of teeth.
Hygiene.
And then that's what they're going to be doing until they fall asleep, probably in the book.
Bless. All right. With that, Tasker, what are you doing as you arrive back at the inn before the others, stalking up the stairs, nose bleeding, completely bent out of shape? I mean, you had smitus interruptus. What are you doing, dude?
Taskel's not very happy. He doesn't really want to bend to a greater being's will. So he's just gonna take a long rest. That's all.
All right.
He's just gonna he wanted to fight. He doesn't want to kill, per se.
Right? He's the most unwilling paladin ever.
He's probably gonna just straight up stop sipping corn soon.
Okay, so your Tactical is earnestly questioning his vows as he takes his long rest.
It's kind of like he might go like full mesothesium.
What?
It means like hatred of gods and stuff. It's very niche word, not used that much.
The sophiest?
Misothesiast. Okay, alright, thank you. Okay, interesting word there. I like that. Misothesiast. So you're contemplating the fact that you really, this God business. You weren't sure what you were getting yourself into. You have a vow. You have an oath. You have a God that has given you tremendous powers, but he also seems to be interfering with your usage of those powers, and that just doesn't sit well with you. So we're going to leave you questioning your faith and taking your long rest, and move on to Queequeg. Queequeg, you have rescued your companion from certain death, vanquished the elemental again, and then had your companion turn on you with what was, if not murderous intent, at least physically harming you to a point within an inch of your life intent.
He is very much not a happy turtle. He thinks this whole thing could have been avoided. Or if Tactical really wanted to fight that stupid mud monster, he could have damn well waited until morning when everyone was healed up and at full strength from their previous adventure, and could actually do something without risking death.
So I like to picture you stomping your way up to the end, stomping your way upstairs, stomping your way across the common floor, stomping your way again upstairs, and I need you to roll an athletics score to see whether or not you break the stairways, you stomp your way down the hall.
Yeah, he is very much not a happy turtle. $17.
Okay.
Was that one I should have failed?
No, you hear the stairway creak and crack underneath you, and you realize that, maybe the weight of a turtle stomping up some rickety wooden stairs in a goblin-built structure is not the smartest thing. And while you're still angry and still stalking your way down the hall, your footfalls are a little less thunderous as you make your way to bed, with a screaming headache as well. Time for a long past due long rest for you. Geico, is there anything you wish to do as you return to the inn, kind of still chuckling, over the events of the evening?
I think Geico would be watching this angry turtle stomp away, and he would just kind of grin and then wave to Jojito and go to bed.
Alright. So you with your new fat-tailed gecko tail, make your way back up the stairs and curl up. You were curled up by the fireplace in the common room. Are you going to go ahead and go on to your bedchamber now? You have a bedchamber. Or are you going back to the fireplace?
I'll go to bed. I think I've gained enough body heat to last me the night.
Okay, so you make your way up to your bedchamber and crawl in. Jojito, what are you doing? As you have seen the battle, the aftermath of the after-battle, and your strange reptilian tail-changing companion all walk away from you, and you're standing there in the rain in this muddy rice paddy, just kind of going, "Wow, this was interesting." Jojo?
Bang it, Bobby.
Huh?
I guess I'm just gonna kind of wonder what in the hell just happened, and head on back towards the room.
Okay.
Because I still don't know what's going on here.
Still don't know what's going on here. I love that. I love that Jojito's like, oh, what the hell's going on? All right, whatever. And just heads back to the room.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
It's so beautiful. So the night winds away as those of you who are injured, your injuries gradually heal with the healing blessing of rest. Those of you who are not injured but maybe a little bit confused gain at least a peaceful perspective on the new day. And you're awakened the next morning by sharp knocks at your doors as Gorbinga comes through the hallway and raps at each of your doors and says, you're all wanted downstairs in the common room. One of the elders is here to talk with you.
Quake just makes his way downstairs. He's tired, he's grumpy, he's just too goddamn early for this crap.
Yeah, Geico's just making his way downstairs.
Alright, so Quake still a little bit mud covered. I mean, you were rolling around in the mud quite a lot. And tortoises, I think you kind of went into a tortoise like hibernation type sleep where you went deep into sleep and did not move. So the moment you kind of hit the sleeping position in the room, you tucked into your shell, you didn't move, and the dirt is just kind of hardened and drying on you. So as you make your way down the stairs, the little clods of dirt are falling off of your shell down the stairs, kind of through the stairs because they're open-backed, into the common room. You come into the common room and you look at Gorbinga and she looks at you and says, ordinarily I tell people to wipe their feet, but for you, with rain last night, why didn't you stay out there long enough to get some of the mud washed off?
I'm sorry. Last night was...
You look like you need a drink, and she will pour you a very large tankard of ale.
God, yes.
And she will pour you a very large tankard of ale and point you over towards the large table at the other end of the room where you guys have all sat and had and conferred before. She says, I'll bring food in a minute. Just here, take this. Go sit down. And, at some point in time today, you might want to find a bathhouse.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. So, Geico, you're the next one into the room as she meets you and says, I never know what you want, and I never know what you're going to eat. What do you want to drink? And I'll bring food in a minute.
I would like water, and do not cook my food.
All right. I'll bring you water, and would you like some raw eggs this morning?
Yes.
All right. So I'll bring you water and some raw eggs. That seems to be a good morning breakfast for you. Just head over there. I'll bring the eggs in a minute. Here's the water. And she hands you a tankard of water on the way by.
And he kind of walks up behind Queequeg, eyes all the dirt on his back, follows Gorbinga a little bit enough to reach out and grab the rag off of her waist. And he's just gonna turn around and dump the water over the shell and start wiping the mud off.
Okay, so you guys, the rest of you come down. Jojito and Taskel, you come down to Geico ineffectually bathing, but really just sort of smearing the mud around on Queequeg. I mean, one tankard of water and a giant tortoise shell covered in mud is not going to equate cleaning. It's more just replastering the mud around. So, Jojito, you and Taskel are seeing this.
You can hold it, but it might stay one day, but you'll have to go. That's all I did.
Pete?
Yeah?
What's up?
What? Oh, you can hear me?
What's up? Yeah.
Oh, wow, crazy. I just don't know when my mic's working and when it isn't. I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, no, okay. I just wondered if you had something to say. You wanted to say before Jojito and Geico, or Jojito and Taskel enter.
Something to say.
Okay.
But I forgot.
Okay. And find Pete for him.
Oh, when she came to Pete, he's just gonna, I'm hungry.
And she leans against the door with her hand against the door and says, I know, big guy, there's food downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, we were downstairs already. I don't even know.
All right.
All right. Never mind.
So Tazcool and Jojito, you guys were summoned? Huh?
Dog's mic is super, super quiet. I think we're missing stuff.
Okay.
I have his volume turned all the way up, and it sounds like he's on the other side of the room. Can you say something?
Something.
Okay, you actually sound a little bit louder now.
Okay. Just keep me posted because this thing sucks.
Okay.
But it's all about.
I don't know. You sound fine to me.
You do too.
Oh boy.
Oh, you.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Where was I? Tazcool and Jojito were coming down the stairs. Is there anything you want to do as you come downstairs, summoned by Gorbinga to the common room?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay. She offers you something to drink on your way by, tells you that there will be food in a minute, and you see Geico ministering to the mud-covered Queequeg over there at your table.
Sitting there with a proverbial stone pipe.
Right? Jojito, what are you doing as you come down the stairs?
Looking for my friends and food.
And she looks at you and says, Good morning, Sunshine. What do you want to drink?
Oh, some type of fruit juice, I think.
Coming right up, and she hands you what amounts to a sangria, which is, a lot of different kinds of juices mixed with some wine. She says, the juice tends to go a little bit bad if I don't mix some wine into it, but here you go, it'll perk you right up.
Works for me.
All right. So as you make your way over to the table, you have a picture of that in a big old mug, huh?
I was just saying, what's on the menu for breakfast?
She says, well, our lizard friend wants some raw eggs. The turtle said he just wanted food. The dragonborn also said he just wanted food. Something happened between those two last night.
I'm still dumbfounded about these things. I heard a ruckus, I ran outside, and I saw them fighting each other. I don't know what's going on.
I thought so. Okay, well, I'm just going to bring full breakfast for everybody and put them on the table. You guys can pick and choose what you want. Okay?
Works for me.
All right, Pete and Evie, you were woken up by the knock from Gorbinga, and Pete saying, I'm hungry, and Gorbinga muttering through the door that there's food downstairs. What are you doing?
Pete's brushing his teeth.
Of course he is.
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Evie, what are you doing, baby?
So Evie's just finishing up brushing her teeth, and she puts she looks at her toothbrush, and it's kind of looking pretty hit. And she looks over, and don't look like Pete has enough hair on his chin to make a toothbrush. So I look over at his too, and I cast mending on that. And then in a couple minutes, I'll cast mending on my toothbrush. And, okay, are you ready to go downstairs and eat?
And as you're saying, Miss Posey is kind of winding around your feet as well.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna I guess I'll spend 10 minutes. This will be almost immediately after, because we were already dressed, so we'll probably be just like a minute or two behind everybody else. But I'm gonna spend 10 minutes there working on Posey, and usually when there's a meeting called, Evie and Pete get kicked out of town. So she's already got both of their bags packed, and there's a little dresser on the side of the bed, and I'm gonna drop 2 gold coins in it and write a letter that says, "Thank you, Gorbinga. I don't know what we did this time, but I hope that everything is okay." And then me and Pete's gonna put on our bags, and we're gonna very quietly go down the stairs and like see everybody. And
Okay.
then, hold on, there's more. We're going to look around for a back door and pitchforks specifically. And we're gonna kind of start making our way to the nearest exit where we could stealthily get out, because we think it's time that the town's had enough of us and it's time to die. Or
Right?
Can I?
we're running.
All right.
Do I see them? Like, kind of come in and like peek in?
You do not initially see them very much because, I mean, you're kind of paying attention to Queequeg. But Gorbinga was watching for them to come downstairs, and she says, "Oh, Evie, I got something special for you." And she calls you as you're making your way down the stairs, attempting. Yeah, I can hear you now. What? Say again, dog.
Can you give me 1 second before we decide to do that?
Okay, go ahead.
I just need a second.
All right.
Something.
Also, pardon the noise. I'm away from the computer and can't mute it. And if I mute my microphone, I might never get unmuted.
Our technical issues, really?
We all really need to invest in some fucking headsets.
Okay.
Who's got the sugar daddy?
Before we came down, Pete, he was telling Pete this. And he's, "Oh, again?" And he is gonna pass without a trace.
All right.
As you can tell, this is typical fare for us.
Right?
This is not the first town that, this is so far the first town that's ever been nice to us and let us play in their reindeer games. But, so I forgot. After I mended Posey, there's a special little sack on the side of Pete. It's like a little kitty holder that a druid would have. A live trap.
Right? And as you're making your way down the stairs, I need you to roll stealth with pass without a trace bonus.
This is
as you try to sneak your way out of the inn.
This is the saddest thing I've heard in a very long time.
Right?
Oh, but it hits so hard.
It's so so sweet and so sad. Ugh, fuck both of y'all.
Okay, so 18.
Okay.
Oh shit.
10.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So a total of 31.
31 for Pete.
All right. Yeah. No. Evie, you're not quite as quiet as Pete. You come down the stairs, and maybe the top step creaks a little bit, but Pete, for all his size and all his bulkiness and all his deceptively clumsy mannerisms, he sneaks down that stairs like a Black Panther on a moonless night.
He wants
Huh?
Wait, he doesn't want to kill anything.
No, I know. And you make your way to the bottom of the stairs, and you're looking around for a back door, and you don't see one. The only exit you see is the main entrance exit. You're making your way stealthily over to it as you hear Gorbinga say to the group at the table, where's your little girl in the hat poker? I made something special for her this morning.
Evie's in front of Pete because, you know, if anything goes down, Pete's got this thing where he'll just take his tree trunk and like swing it over her head. So Evie's in the front and she's like, she stops and both of her hands are out and she looks over at Pete and she's like, we do need breakfast before we get killed. I mean, who wants to die with an empty stomach?
You can't die today.
Well, on the plus side, I didn't die yesterday.
Good job.
Oh, thank you.
I'm hungry.
Okay, are you ready to run in case we have to?
Okay.
Okay, let's go have breakfast.
I'll make a door.
Like that one time, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
I hate you. So they just kind of walk over, like they've still got the bags on and cats in the little carrier, and Evie stands at the table. Oh, it's breakfast time. Hi, happy family.
And Gorbinga says, oh, there you are. I was looking for you. And she plunks down in front of you a glass of milk, but it's blue.
What kind of magic is this?
I found some blueberries, so I made you some blueberry milk.
I have never heard of such things.
Well, it's quite good. I thought you might enjoy it. And she puts another picture of it on the table. And a large mug in front of you, Queequeg, it says, in front of you, Pete, says, Pete, you know, there's your monk friend there has fruit juice in that pitcher, and your turtle friend over here, he's drinking ale. You can drink whichever you want, but there's enough blueberry milk for you too. Pete?
Yeah.
And she looks at you kind of expectantly and says, never mind, I'll just start bringing the food. And she starts bringing over basically what amounts to full breakfast for everybody. There's a big old plate of pancakes. There's a plate of sausage links, a big bowl of scrambled eggs. I mean, it's just basically a full breakfast for everybody. And Geico, you indeed get a pitcher of cracked raw eggs.
Hey, Gorbinga.
Yeah, yes, honey.
Where are you hiding the pitchforks?
Pitchforks. The only pitchforks I know are at the livery stable. No, hon. You're not in danger of anything. You guys are kind of the town heroes. And as you're sitting there being reassured by Gorbinga, the other group walks up, sits down at the table, and is also accommodated with drinks and full breakfast. And they're like, yeah, I mean, what are you guys worried about? Yeah, you can do no wrong. You brought back not one but 2 amulets. And Ao is the only one who's looking a little bit pouty. The rest of them are sort of congratulating you.
Ao, are you not a morning person?
She looks over at you and says, yeah, no, it's all right, kid. You won fair and square. I don't like losing.
Pete's gonna look kind of Which one's the ogre? The full ogre?
Maggie Keen Eyes.
He's gonna kind of pointedly look at her and just go, "It sparks hurt."
And Maggie says, yeah, I don't like them.
I'm gonna give Ale. I'm gonna stand kind of up on the seat, and I'm gonna reach down and I'm gonna give Ale a hug, and I'm gonna cast Aid, which is 8 hours long, and it bolsters your ally. I can talk, I swear. The spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit points is increased by 5. So I'll do her, and I'll do Geico, because I believe as a player, Geico's a bard, correct? Okay,
Yes.
and then
Yeah, sorry, I was being a pirate.
no, it's okay. And then I will also give Jojito aid.
Alright, so for the next 8 hours,
Yeah.
the 3 of you have 5 extra HP.
And is she like, are you hugging all of this to administer?
Oh yes, everybody gets a hug. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, of course.
And as you finish, right? And as you finish hugging Geico, I mean, he's looking uncomfortable, licking his eyes, his fat-tailed gecko tail is twitching. And you come away from him a little bit mud-covered, because he's also a little bit mud-covered from trying to clean up Queequeg.
Okay, so Wilde, for just for shits and giggles and how it would feel appropriate. Has anybody seen the Care Bear movie?
No, I've avoided that one,
Okay.
thank goodness.
So
like the original, like in the
90s, the 80s or 90s. Okay, so she gives him a hug, and on her chest is like a little underneath the amulet. There is a little Raven Queen symbol, and it kind of lights up. And so when I pull away, there's like this little black to white gray toned rainbow of happiness.
Yeah, okay, so Evie is now the Raven Queen's Care Bear. Oh my god, I adore this.
She's published
So much. Honestly, so much I adore this. So a little goth rainbow comes out of Evie as she hugs Ayo and Geico and Jojito, and you all have 5 extra HP and the blessings of the Raven Queen for, 8 hours. And she flits back to her seat, a little mud covered, but otherwise fine, as Ayo smiles at you and says, I don't know. I mean, I don't like losing, but at least if we had to lose, it was to a group of people as good as you guys. And as you're all sitting there eating breakfast, you're greeted by Elder Ushru, who walks into the room, followed by the elder that had gotten you all into all of this, and Corcruz, the goblin elder that had gotten you into Kobukaz. Sorry, Corcruz, I got the name confused. The elder Kobukaz. And he stops at your table and says, I want to talk with you all about something. You were going to come and see me at the Temple of the Luxon, but I feel like this is important that you know about this. Maybe a little bit more right away. Do you still have that amulet you found? He looks at you, Pete.
Paula actually has that.
Do you mean this one? And she'll pull it out from underneath her armor. Oh, you know what? I didn't even roll disadvantage for my stealth because my fucking armor isn't on in my inventory.
Don't worry about it. It played out just fine. He says, "Yeah, no, I communed with my with the Luxon last night about that, and was granted a vision. The amulet was floating on the surface of a pool of blood, and countless hands were reaching for it upwards out of the blood to try to grasp it. But all of them fell back into the pool until only one remained. And the one whose hand claimed the amulet was a handsome man with curly hair, but a really grave and somber expression on his face. He turned to me and said, 'They must find me, the ones from the grotto.'"
Oh, wow. That's pretty heavy. Did you have sausage before bed?
And he looks at you and says, "No, it was a vision. This is not a dream. Did anything happen to you in the grotto that might explain this?"
Oh, you mean, the Elixian thing. He was pretty. Dude, are you able to make illusions in your hand? You know,
And he
show me
spreads
or
his
draw.
hands. He spreads his hands apart, and between his hands forms a rainbow.
Oh, oh, hey, I just did a rainbow.
I saw that. It was a quite impressive one, if a little bit discolored. You did a beautiful thing there for your companions. I saw that. You were quite impressive, little one.
Oh, thank you. It's all because of the Raven Queen. She is the greatest. She gives me like these powers. I got a pamphlet right here. I made it myself. So one of the pamphlet, Wilde, there's the Raven Queen. She drew it, but it's a stick figure with a big smiley face and some feathers coming off her like shoulders.
Of course it is. So as you present your this priest of the Luxon with a religious pamphlet drawn by a 8-year-old at the time of the Raven, a pamphlet for the Raven Queen. The rest of you are Kobuk Haz and Elder Ushru look at you and say, did anybody else see this or have any experience like this?
We did see a guy that called himself Alexia when we found that amulet.
I see.
It looked kind of like a vision as you described it. He was, I want to say chained down somewhere, but not with chain, but with... They looked like they were made of flesh.
Oh.
He was begging for help.
These are heavy tidings indeed. You were right, young cleric. This is indeed a vestige of the divergence, a remainder of the calamity. And he looks at the entire table and says, what you have found is a vestige, an enchanted relic from the time of the calamity, and I believe that it is known as the Jewel of Three Prayers. People do not stumble upon vestiges without a reason. And there is no place in Shorehas where the memory of the calamity lingers more strongly than in Bazozat. I believe that your destination should be, I can't tell you what you have to do, but I believe that your destination should be now Bazozan. It is a grim town under the control of the Aurora Watch, not always a pleasant place to visit, but I think that you will find answers there.
Is that a port city?
Not precisely. They do have a port, but the city itself is inland a little bit. And a big old meta for my previous Exandria players, you should remember Bazozat.
I kind of do, but I kind of
forget
don't.
which city it was, though.
Do you remember the fortress city where you sailed to on the ship and you fought the things coming out of the mountain?
Yep, out that tree, and there's
The demon portal.
Yep.
The big obsidian demon portal of doom.
That's the one.
That's the city I opened up the soup bucket at the bar.
Yes, that's the one.
Or crimes.
So Elder Ushru urges you to travel to there if you want to. And he tells you that you're welcome to stay in Jagao as long as you want, if that's what you prefer to do. Ayo and the rest of the other group look interested and ask you if you're traveling to Basuzan.
The game is over, and Geico, your obligation, I'm sure, was just through the game, and Click Quag and Tazcool and Jojiro, you guys know that, like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to.
I've been under the impression that we're a team now, so I don't see me going anywhere unless you ask me to.
I have sworn fealty to the tiny bag of flesh child who talks too much, so I must go.
One place goes another. Yeah,
Queequeg is unenthusiastic but signed on. As for what you doing?
Queequeg's just in grump mode right now.
Aww.
We're in Gorbingas, right?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. Did you have anything? I'm just saying, Farrell may or may not be in this place right now.
Right.
Just saying.
Tazcool, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going.
Okay, so Queequeg and Tazcool are equally grumpy, but both on for the ride. As Ayo Jabe looks at you and says, kind of excitedly, I mean, there's safety in numbers. This sounds exciting. A vestige of the calamity, and headed to. I always wanted to be involved in an adventure. And she looks at her companions and says, "All right, what do you guys think? Should we go with them?" Dermot, the goblin cleric, looks at you gravely, Evie, and says, child, I think you carry something very, very important, and you have a very challenging destiny ahead of you. I go along to protect you. And the drow wizard that is with their party looks speculatively at you all and says, there's a lot of magic in those vestiges. I want to kind of want to know what it is and whether or not I can have any of it. Irvin, the human rogue, looks at him and says, "Yeah, I want a piece of that." So they're going to go with you. Maggie looks at you, Pete, and says, you're protecting her, right?
What?
You're protecting this little one?
Evie.
Yeah. Okay. You're protecting Evie. I will protect you.
Oh, okay. Evie, my heart.
I understand. All right. So with that, Elder Ushru looks at all of you and says, I think that the most important thing you can do right now is to travel to Bazozan. Currently, there's no sea route there. Not a safe one. There were, but the coastal pirates have become empowered enough that currently the merchant ships that used to leave from Jagao aren't heading that way anymore. So now the best way is to go down through the Emerald Loop and then turn east through the Hallowed Path and head over across the barbed fields to Bazzoxan. The roads are patrolled by the Quinn dynasty, but there's a lot of dangers in the wastes and the countryside. The more of you who travel together, probably the better. We can go ahead and prepare you for this journey as best we can, and you just need to let us know when you're ready to head out.
Oh, you guys, this is like one of my books.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like from the halfling. It's a tale like the Lord of the Things. Have you ever read that?
I haven't.
Oh, I got a copy. I'll give it to you. It's in my backpack.
Excellent. I love me a book.
Okay. So you're giving this book to Jojito?
Yes.
All right, Jojito, you can add a copy of the Lord of the Things book to your inventory.
I have to find it.
It actually isn't a thing. You'll have to manually add it.
Yeah, I'll make it right now.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm placing a new map in the map channel right as we speak. And as you look at that map, you are currently at the mouth of that river that sort of divides the center of the map. You have to travel down through that field and through the pass that is sort of just north of center in the map above the red area, and into that sort of barbed-looking area. In the north of that barbed-looking hollow in the middle of the map, there is kind of what looks like a settlement at the base of another pass that leads to the ocean, and that is Bazzoxan.
Bazzoxan.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So you have the rest of the day to decide what you're going to do to get ready for this trip. As Elder Ushru and Elder Kobutaz take their leave and tell you to let them know when you're ready to leave, and to come and see them before you do, as they will have some things that will assist you on your way.
That being said, and going back to the jewels, if we could.
Uh-huh.
So he was essentially raised by Evie's dad, who was a grave digger, and he would often come across some precious stones. So he had the idea that these are valuable and would have shown them to Evie. And so they want to go and like sell them or whatever.
All right. You have a couple of places you can go and sell them. You already know that there is a jeweler in town because your friend Tasker had visited it for some specialized engraving. You can also attempt to sell them in the general store if you wish, or you can try to talk to Gorbinga about where you want to sell them.
Funny too, because Pete has a jeweler's kit.
Huh?
Pete has a jeweler's kit.
Oh, did you have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make him even weirder when I was making him. Okay, so yeah, but Paula's on a phone call, so.
Okay. All right, so why don't we take our break real quick while she's on her phone call, and we'll come back to figure out what you're doing with these jewels.
Or are they the family's jewels?
Oh,
What?
of course, they're family jewels.
What? Whose family?
I don't know. You haven't told me yet.
Found them.
What?
I found them.
You found them.
Oh, nice. So, in other words, you're holding some random person's family jewels?
Maybe.
This is literally the worst table for any kind of nuanced comedy.
There is no nuance.
None of them understand this joke at all.
So you guys do those Family Guy jokes.
We might just gonna look at them, say, and on that note, I got some stuff I need to do.
So Queequeg is headed to the blacksmith. Is there anybody that wants... What?
First, he's gonna go get cleaned up.
Okay, first Queequeg's going to find a bathhouse and get cleaned up. Anybody want to join Queequeg at the bathhouse?
I probably should do that.
Yeah, you're covered in mud too. So Queequeg and Geico are headed to the bathhouse. Pete and Evie are going to be headed to the jewelers. Tazcool and Jojito, was there anything you wanted to take care of today, this morning, before you guys reassemble to get ready to go on your trip?
Meta.
Yeah.
Is it possible to put is there anywhere in town to put like a very low level enchant on my brass knuckles just so I don't know, I could punch a ghost?
Well, as you're sitting there at the table looking at the brass knuckles, a very well-dressed half-orc strolls into the tavern. Silver streaks at his temples, polished appearance. He's tall, he's strong, he's middle-aged. You want to take over there, dog?
Can you tell me about the brass knuckles?
Well,
Yep, he's going to tell you all about the brass knuckles.
Yeah, we never got to that, so.
well, he would probably go up to the bar and ask for Gorbinga unless Gorbinga sees.
Oh yeah, you absolutely get a huge embrace from Gorbinga as she slaps you on the back, tells you that it's been a long time, she hasn't seen you in forever, and asks you how things are.
He'll go on and say, just got back. I don't know, some mystical thing. I haven't really did that. But I assume she would have told him about the knuckles and who she gave them to.
Right? She actually points over in the corner where Giorgito's sitting at the table sort of toying with them, playing with them.
I'll walk over to him and nudge him on the shoulder.
Oi!
Oi,
Who might you be then?
those are my dad's knuckles.
Oh. You want them back, or,
Nah,
can you tell me anything about them?
he had them special made right here. Passed them down to me when he died. They pack quite a punch, if you know what I mean.
I like punching.
And they give you a +2 to damage. So you know.
Yeah, I was writing it down. Yep, sorry.
So you're on a tablet, so I'm not sure how it works, but for me to get that to actually work, I made a custom attack and just called it brass knuckles.
Gotcha. You'll have to show me how to do that later.
Well,
Right now, we'll just, huh?
On the computer, I don't know if you have right click, if you click on one of your attacks, for instance, I get a window that comes up and it lets you customize something.
Or
So then I'd customize that attack and just do a damage bonus +2.
so would that be my unarmed strike?
Well,
Yeah, clone your unarmed strike and make it brass knuckles and give yourself
Yeah.
+2 to it.
Just take it
hold on.
and aimed at brass knuckles, but you'll always have them on, so it's really just the unarmed strike. I failed to mention that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, and that's what my plan was going to do, is I'd just do the unarmed strike, and then I'll just add 2, because I don't want to stop the game to figure that part out just yet.
I'll help you later. No big deal. You can add it. You just have to make the attack a custom attack.
So I'll make now just that
You have to relog. So you're roboting on.
Is it better?
Log in, log out, or log out, log in. Or is it me?
Yeah, let me hang on again.
Yep,
Maybe it's me. I'm going to reconnect. I'm hearing roboting.
you're fine. It's Joe.
Okay. All right. So, Jojito had the interference or the blessed intercession, if you will, of meeting Feral Coot, the previous owner of the brass knuckles, and learning how to use them, learning that they will actually add power to his unarmed strikes. Feral made a exchange with Gorbinga, delivering some much desired and much missed Coot liquor to Gorbinga.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Geico at the table?
Gaiku and Queequeg had gone to the bathhouse.
Oh. Too bad.
I think it's just me.
I mean, if you want to go avail yourself of the bathhouse, you can meet them there.
It's okay. Maybe we'll run into each other.
All right. So you're negotiating with Gorbinga for payment for a delivery of Coot liquor, and Pete and Evie were headed for the jewelers. Tazcool, what did you say you were doing?
I didn't say anything. Other than,
Okay.
I'm no longer worshipping corn. Other than that, nothing. I'm ready.
All right. So would you like to tell me what you did in the night of how you came to the conclusion that you're no longer worshipping corn, and what your character alignment and description is now? Let's play that out.
Okay. So why? He did it because, like, they're, like, against, he did because, like, he basically, like, bends to, like, no one.
Right?
That's, like, the main reason he did it, and like, okay, just give me a second to think.
Sure. You felt betrayed by the fact that your god intervened, keeping you from your normal path of conquest, and you thought all night long about this, and came to a conclusion the following morning that you no longer wanted to serve a god that would intervene and prevent you from accomplishing your normal behaviors.
Yeah, that's basically. He's still, he looks the same. He didn't change physically. His alignment's still, it used to be like more leaning towards like lawful good, lawful neutral. It's more like lawful neutral, lawful. More like straight lawful neutral now. Leaning towards like lawful evil.
Okay.
And
What?
Alright.
what did Steven say?
He said he'd wait till you were done talking. Finish what you were saying.
And overall, just like I didn't come up with if he got his oath from Korn or not. That's basically it. He's more like lawful neutral towards like lawful evil now.
Okay, so are you being an Oathbreaker Paladin then?
I guess so.
Alright, so you're changing your status to Oathbreaker, and I'm going to say that your alignment now is true neutral, no longer lawful. As an Oathbreaker, you don't necessarily feel the need to follow the laws. You're not leaning towards evil, you're still oriented towards helping your companions and your party, and aside from a lingering little bit of competition and rivalry with Queequeg, you feel pretty genuinely interested in their health and well-being. But you just don't feel the need to worship a god, nor do you feel the need to serve any sort of religious tenets or beliefs. You kind of want to check things out for yourself and decide things for yourself from now on.
Okay, so like I'm now like Oathbreaker Paladin.
Oathbreaker Paladin with an alignment of true neutral.
Okay, thank you.
Alright?
Alright.
Does that work out for you?
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to open that opportunity for you since you told me you had wanted to experiment with that.
Okay, I'll change my subclass and like check everything out.
Yeah, that's great. You're able to sit there at the table, and Jojito, as you're sitting there, your other companions have gone about and gone to do their other things, and as Farrell's sitting there talking to you, you look over and you see Tazcool removing the symbols of corn from his armor and from his personal belongings, and he's the image that comes over his face is determination, and he kind of sits up a little straighter, and you realize that he's in this for himself now. He's not in it to be loyal to anybody else. He's 100% into things, into situations for his own interests now. And Queequeg and Geico is be right back, Neighbor Knocking. Gala is still on her phone call. We're very definitely calling a break, guys. Smoke them if you got them back when we get people back.
Okay.
Alright?
He's just coughing.
Yeah.
Hello?
What I was going to say...
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Paula's back. She was just waiting, and now she's coughing, but we're ready.
Okay. Neighbor's knocking, so we'll wait for Dippy to come back, and then we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright. Okay. Alright.
This is that came close to Queequeg and Casper's.
Yeah.
Because Queequeg is chaotic. Good.
Right, you're chaotic good and he's true neutral.
And he was edging towards lawful.
Yeah. He's not evil, though. He's just true neutral.
I'm just saying. Edging.
Yeah, edging. Edging, yeah. Miss Dippy laughs. I hear her.
I especially love the character laughs.
Yeah, oh yeah. Are you back?
Someone's
Hello?
coming.
We got Fred boat. We got music.
Oh, is that what that is? The boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was muted. I actually started talking when you mentioned. I was like, "All right, bud. Seems things have been going a little wonky."
Sorry.
After the fight last night, and then you seemed a little weird coming down, and now you're pulling the things off your armor. What's happening, Bob?
He's talking to you, Tasco.
Not much. I'm just shaking at change of pace. That's all. What's up with you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I feel like after being exiled from my head for having hair, I'm feeling kind of like I've kind of run into a new little family.
That's wonderful.
That's why I come up and talk to you. I don't, you're like family to me. I want to see if you're all right.
I'm alright.
Well, if you need to talk or anything, let me know.
All right. So Tasco, you know that Jojito at least has your that God has your back, at least is looking out for you and has your interests at heart. Okay? Pete, maybe let's go with you while we wait for Dippy to come back. You head out, being told by Gorbingo where the little jewelry shop is. Make your way down the esplanade here in the middle of Jagao, and you find yourself entering a tiny little shop, dingy. Behind the counter there is a dwarf who's wearing, I think it was a dwarf I told you guys last time. Remind me, Tasco, when you saw the jeweler last, was he a dwarf? I think he was.
He was actually a Forbolg. Very, very, very fancy Forbolg.
That's right. Excuse me. Sorry. Forbolg. Behind the counter.
He was very much a stick in the mud.
Yep, stick in the mud. I remember him being a stick in the mud. That's why I thought dwarf. But a tall Forbolg behind the counter wearing a visor, a jeweler's visor with lenses that flip down in front of his eyes, multiple lenses, and he looks up at you and says, can I help you? As the two of you walk in, a little tiny Evie with her dress that's a little bit muddy, followed by Pete, whose head, you have to bend over to get inside the door of the shop, and you have to bend even over still inside the shop. The ceiling of the shop is just not that tall.
Hello. Would you pardon us for just 1 second? Hey, Pete. Can you pull the dirt off my dress with your fancy druid thing?
I mean, can I use Druidcraft to?
Yeah, of course. You can always use Druidcraft. Cantrip.
So I'll go. Pull the mud off.
And I also imagine that he, when he's done doing that, he does a little daisy and puts it behind her ear.
Oh, of course he does.
I give her a little flower singlet around her head.
Oh, that's lovely. There, now, we're so much more presentable. I am sorry about that. We had a hell of a morning. I'm sorry, Pete.
He's going to turn around and doesn't really see anything he can sit out on, so he'll just sit on the floor, pull out his jeweler's kit and put his little hat on, which is way too small for his head, and also get
absolutely.
He's going to get his little magnifying glass out too, and then he'll present his rocks.
And
your book.
The genie leans forward and examines them.
He's going to get out this illustrated rock book that Pop gave to him.
Gems and minerals of Jorhas. It's a tiny little 3-inch by 5-inch flip book with a picture on every single page. It's one of those little pocket guides. And in Pete's hand, it absolutely looks like a miniature or microscopic book that you find in a dollhouse. So you lay your rocks on the counter in front of the jeweler. You get out your book. You have a jeweler's loop screwed into your eye, and you've got your visor on your head, sort of like over one ear because it doesn't really fit. And the jeweler looks up at you and says, "What have you got here?"
This one, it's amethyst. He's gonna flip through the pages to the amethyst. There's a good one.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's not. It's not cut. It's still uncut, but it's a good one. There's not a lot of inclusions in that. I see that. And look at that deep color. Nice. And I see you've got some pretty. This is a nice piece of chalcedony here.
Oh.
A little cracked, but it can be. It still be cut and make two nice pieces.
Chalcedony.
Yeah, that's what I said. Chalcedony.
Chalcedony.
Yes. Okay. Fine. White stone. Yes. Nice. It's very pretty. What is this? Oh, you've got a nice spinel there. That's very nice. Odd color. Don't usually see red, brown. What would you call that? Almost the color of dried blood. That is. That's a that one's a very nice stone. This blue quartz, it's pretty common but pretty.
Blood is pretty too.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that. What do you want to do? You want these stones cut? Do you want me to broker a sale for you? Are you looking to sell them? What are you trying to do?
And I kind of look at Evie. Evie. Hunker down over. What we doing?
Which one of these would be, okay, meta question. I think she would know, but I do not. Any of the stones that he got, magic components that anybody in our group would use? I know diamond might be important.
Don't have a diamond.
There's no diamond, and I don't think you have anything there that's considered to be. You don't have a wizard in your group, and the only other magic user that might use a stone in your group is your druid, and he uses a focus, so it's not necessary.
Well, we should sell them.
And share to friends.
Yeah, we might need stuff on our adventure. Like in the books, sometimes they gotta stop and they gotta get a special sword.
I need a new hat.
Right? A new hat?
Okay.
Yeah, we would like to sell.
What she says.
Okay, well, he looks it up and he says, well, I mean, I see that that amethyst there, that's, I'll give you 100 for it. That spinel, that's a nice piece. You might want to hang on to that, see if you can sell that to somebody who wants it more. I'll give you 400 for it. It might be worth a little bit more in a bigger city. Up to you. This is, by the way, gold, not silver. And he says these other two, they ain't worth much. Maybe 60 gold for both of them.
Okay.
Up to you. And I will remind you, as a big old meta, Evie, you still had stones from the first time you guys fought the elemental.
Oh, yeah. Did I write it down? Oh wait, let me check the pin chip first
Mm-hmm.
because I like to do that.
Maybe.
Nope.
And you can see Pete's like thinking in his head, and he wants to try to get an even 600 gold for it all.
All right. So let's pull up. Let's see if we can find those original stones. I don't know if we can do that or not.
Right here. It's pinned, actually. The first one in TROLGG back to the.
Oh, yeah, we got a obsidian, large carved black obsidian, large banded agate.
Hold on that one. Hold on.
All worth $30 if sold.
You got it, though?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm going by what you're saying. It's no big deal.
I'll just copy it to the channel.
All right, so you had 560. Okay, you had 560 from the first nest, and the rest is worth 60. So you can go ahead and attempt to negotiate for 600.
You know what? I think that. Okay, we're gonna keep the obsidian, and do you really want to sell the spindle?
What are you doing?
Okay. I mean, okay. Yeah, we could buy a horse with gold too.
Okay, so persuasion.
Yeah, it's up to you. Do you decide what of anything of those stones you want to sell, and then decide what you want for them? The values are there, and then you can tell me what you want to do with persuasion.
We're selling all of them except for the obsidian.
There's no obsidian.
Yeah, there is. From the very first stuff that I had.
Well, then she's gonna have to do the math on that too.
So that's only $30 more. So technically, you're only $10 up, baby.
That's fine. I'm just trying to make it an even number so that Pete can share with the rest of the people.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna guidance myself if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so persuasion plus a D4. Oh. Okay.
And your guidance is a D4 on top?
I'm not even gonna roll it.
Okay. So yeah, no, you're squabbling back and forth, and the furball looks at you and says, "Yeah, no, there's not 600 here, especially if you're keeping that obsidian. But I'll give you like 550." $560. Let's make it 560. How does that sound?
You got a deal.
All right. So if you divide 560 by 6, you wind up with 90 gold each.
We'll wrap up there and head back.
All right. With that, we're going to go to Tazcool, and he bids you farewell and tells you to come back if you find anything more. And he congratulates you, Pete, on your good eye for wonderful stones.
Okay.
And you make your way back to the Break and Show boutique, waiting to meet up with the others. And I'm going to go to Tazcool and Queequeg and Geico, who are at the bathhouse. Tazcool or Geico, Queequeg, what are you doing?
Where's the bathhouse?
It's a golden bathhouse. We're not talking we're not talking officially beautiful. It's wooden driftwood planks on the back of one of the smaller turtles, horizon-back tortoises. Water is piped in kind of with a bamboo treadle a pedal arrangement to one side. It goes into a boiler type thing and then piped into 2 or 3 tin baths that are seated around the room. There's no privacy curtains. There are benches where you can sit down and have one of the goblin attendants wash you off with hot water, and then you can go and soak in one of the tin tubs, or you can, have a shower type thing. It's not a fancy place.
I'm gonna flag down one of the attendants and ask them to, if they've got a brush, scrub off my back while I get my back of my shelf.
All right, so you walk in and flag down one of the attendants, and you're able to very definitely acquire the services of a goblin bath attendant who will take what amounts to a push broom to your backside as you are standing underneath this hot shower, showering and scrubbing off the mud off of your front. Geico, what are you doing while Queequeg is being attended to?
I think Geico would have just immediately taken all of his clothes off and gotten into one of the tubs.
Oh yeah, so you're doing the reptile soak and tub.
Yeah, he's just fully submerged. You can kind of just see his eyes and his nostrils peeking up over the top of the water.
Yep. As you look over Queequeg, you see Geico fully submerged in the tub, tail under the water, arms kind of hanging as he kind of floats in the tub, head almost doing that alligator float at the surface of the water thing, as occasionally he still does the licking his eyeballs thing, and looks at you while you're showering.
Yeah, it's basically if you were to see it under the water, he looks like a baby alligator. He's just suspended in stasis, but he's absolutely staring at you.
Yep, hanging in the water, motionless, staring at you.
Queequeg does not react because he has seen lizard folk before. He knows how they are in water and doesn't give a crap.
Okay.
Every once in a while, Geico just goes, "You have missed a spot." He'll lift his mouth up just enough to let him know.
So after a while, Queequeg gets himself fully scrubbed off, and the attendant looks at you and says, "Will there be anything more, sir? Did you want to soak, or do you want to? Did you want anything more? I don't think you can use a massage. It's kind of hard to massage a shower."
Yeah, I think I'll just go for a soak right now. They're crappy.
So they escort you over to the largest tub and proceed to fill it with very, very hot water.
Yeah, he's gonna sit there and kind of meditate for a while.
Okay.
Meditate, just kind of think.
Yeah, so Queequeg's having a think. Geico is having a think. Jojito has acquired his brass knuckles and has learned how to use them. Taskul has changed his alignment and lost his fealty to his gods. And Pete and Evie, you make your way back to the tavern, seeing Jojito and Taskul kind of seated at the table where you left them, and everybody else kind of gone on about their business.
Okay, can I ask that we go back just a couple of minutes before, on the walk there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, Corey needs just a second.
Wilde,
Yeah.
I posted some updated map pics if you want to take a look.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hey Pete. Okay, so we're supposed to go to Baz's accent, right?
Damn it, dog! I didn't want you to have that marked map.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. It's cool. I love it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's no big deal.
Oh, it's gone now.
Okay.
I thought she only did that because I thought you may have had problems.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. No, I was giving you the unmarked map on purpose. That's my fault for not making that clear.
So, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes.
Okay, so, Pete,
Yeah.
don't you remember that town?
What town?
Where we gotta go for the jewel, the divergence.
Oh, so son.
Uh, so, uh, um, we were, okay, so, do you think that you can be, like, an animal while we're there? And then I'll cut my, huh?
It's sports.
Yeah. We were already ran out of that town, and they told us that we could never come back. And, well, how are we supposed to tell our friends that if,
It's okay.
okay, so you're gonna have to be an animal, and I'm gonna have to cut my hair, and we could stop at the clother and dye my. And she wipes her eyes, and we could dye my pink stuff so that they don't remember us. I could make it brown, and I could like put a fake mustache on.
He's literally giggling at this. Let's go to our friends.
Do you think that they'll help me put a mustache on? I could be a boy.
You're not a boy.
But I'm also not accepted in that town.
That's my fault.
You were only protecting me, so, I think we just need to get a lawyer.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Me too. Let's go give them their money.
Okay.
And we'll open the pub door and go in.
Okay, well, the only ones you see still remaining inside are Tazcool and Jojito.
I imagine that they walk in feeling all triumphant and stuff, like the door gets slammed open. And we're standing there in the doorway with the hands on our hips.
And you see in front of you, standing at the bar, is Gorbinga in deep conversation with a very handsome middle-aged half-orc. And sitting at your table over in the corner are Tazcool and Jojito in conversation about Tazcool's new sort of change of philosophy. Let's call it that. Change of philosophy. And Jojito's, not newly acquired, but newly valued weapons.
Oh, okay. Are you guys ready to go on an adventure?
Oh, you're badly roboted, Joe.
Yeah. Your robot. You know what? It would be so thematic to have like a Warforged with a fucking every now and then just starts like Britain.
Right? One of those voice distorters.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was it just me, or did that last song, sound like some, oh, I do. Yeah, right now there's birds and some like music in the background.
I didn't hear
Picture.
that. I can't hear it, sweetie, so I don't know.
Well, we're waiting for Joe to get back.
There he is.
Hey, welcome back.
I
Maybe.
finally figured out these blooming brass knuckles I've gotten.
Yeah.
The gentleman who owned them came by here.
Oh. So now you can. What do they do?
Oh God, I can punch a little bit harder than before.
I just took him out.
Oh.
And you know me, I love punching things.
That's going to be super helpful.
Super helpful. I just love punching things.
So Pete will come to you, Jojito, and set down a little sack in front of you, and you hear a nice little clink. And Tazpool is there too, right?
Yes.
So is this the sack you got from those family jewels?
Yeah. And in front of you as well, Tazpool, and you both can add 90 gold to your inventory.
Pascal, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. So you add 90 gold as Pete sets a little sack in front of both of you. And we're going to go back to Geico and Queequeg as you get out of the bathhouse. Queequeg, you had an errand you wanted to run to the blacksmith. Geico, were you sticking with him or were you headed back to the tavern?
I think Geico is probably going to head back to the tavern. He is clean. All he needs is his hurdy-gurdy.
Okay. So you head back to the tavern and see your friends sitting around the table and join them.
Good evening, squishy ones.
Well, it's still midday, but yeah.
Hell,
Or
I have had a bath and I feel good. Do all of you feel good?
Yeah. Wonderful.
Well, now that we're all gathered here together, I think that I need to disclose something.
You're
Not all there yet. Queequeg's still got his errands. Let's run his errand real quick, and get him back to you, and then you can do your disclosure.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Queequeg. What were you doing, Queequeg?
I'm heading to the blacksmith because I am of the personal belief we have one too many axes in this park.
Okay.
And I'm looking to trade out my great axe for a war hammer.
Well, it's easily done. The blacksmith looks at you and says, "Good morning, sir." And you tell him all of that, and he looks at you and says, "Oh, fair enough. I got one of those." And you easily change out your blacksmith or your great axe for a greater warhammer.
Okay, that's a hammer. Let me find the
You just look up warhammer. Okay? So with no trouble at all. And then after that, I presume you're making your way back to the hotel as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Do I need to pay him any and make up any?
No, he just swaps it right across the board.
Okay.
So no problem at all. So you wind up with a very heavy hammer indeed. I mean, this is World of Warcraft heavy hammer. It's, yeah.
Yeah, war hammer.
Okay, we'll figure it out afterwards. But okay, you got it? All right. So you're easily able to do that. And you make your way back to the tavern, coming in with this extremely large, cumbersome, but, fitting weapon slung to your back. See your friends all sitting at your normal table, and you go over and join them.
Because despite the description, Warhammer can be wielded one-handed.
Go ahead.
Queequeg sits down with this hammer on his back and says, "Oh, that's me taken care of."
All right. So, Pete, are you handing him and Geico a bag of food?
Yes.
Okay, so you both add 90 gold to your stash as well. As Pete hands over the familiar little small sack to each of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's losing their shit there?
Oh, sorry, that's my dog.
Okay.
He
Is he barking at ghosts?
No, that's Pico. He loses his shit anytime anyone knocks on the door.
Oh, okay.
I love that dog.
Geico's gonna kind of eye the hammer and look at Queequeg, and you did not have that when we took a bath together.
No? Just went down to the blacksmith.
It is impressive.
Thank you.
So, you guys, I have a confession.
What you got?
Well, okay, the town that we're going to,
Bazelstan?
yeah, they don't like us there.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Well, you know how, well, okay, so let's just say that necromancers are frowned upon in the greater society. We got a pretty bad name, and so some people got mad because they seen Posey, and well, there were pitchforks and some torches, and it was a pretty scary night. We had to run, and Pete kind of killed a man. It wasn't his fault though. The guy had me by the arm, and then he squished him with his tree trunk. And that's the day he got his shield. He had to. Okay, so this is what happened. We were standing there. Well, I was standing there. Pete was in the outhouse, and I thought I was in the alley away from everybody, and it took Posey out, and she got squished, and well, she was losing parts, so I mended her back together, and then this old lady was like, "Necromancer!" And then she grabbed me, and then this guy pushed her out of the way, and then Pete come running out the toilet with the door on his head, and he took his tree trunk and he bumped the dude, and then we ran, and we had to sleep in the swamp. Not the swamp. It was it's kind of fuzzy after that because it was cold and we were muddy, and well, so I don't think we're allowed back in the city, guys. So what you think?
Sounds to me like a bunch of bigoted civilians lost their minds and raised a big fuss. So if they have a problem with it, they can talk to me later.
See, that's what I was saying.
I think we should go back and just let the chips fall where they may.
Wish.
What's that?
As long as the officials didn't throw you out, there's not a damn thing the cities can do, so.
I didn't mean to squish him.
I don't think
that makes sense.
I don't think that the guards were involved. At least Not that I seen. I mean, they could have been involved, but we ran pretty quickly after he killed that guy.
Sounds like we're just the civilians, so I don't think we've got too much to worry about.
Just to have context on when he says that, he thoroughly believes that you only kill things you're gonna eat.
Okay. So as you're talking, Pete, Pete, you say what you're saying, and Pete looks at you kind of doubtfully, Georgito, as he realizes that, maybe it's not as bad as they thought, but it's kind of bad.
Well, how do you think we should handle this?
Well, honestly, I was thinking, okay, hear me out. Okay, so Pete goes in as like, I don't know, some kind of animal. And then I can cut my hair and not wear pink. And a fake mustache, of course.
That is ridiculous.
And
You cannot grow facial hair.
Ao comes up because they're also in the tavern and they kind of overheard all this. And she looks at you, Pete, and she looks at you, Evie, and she says, there's 5 of us and 6 of you. I personally think that no matter what problem there is in the populace, you have a commission and a purpose, and between the 11 of us, we can handle anything that comes down the pipe.
Oh, like that story! Robin Banks and his happy men!
Yeah, I think that guy even wore a hood.
What, Joe?
I said, I think that guy even wore a hood.
I bet you he did.
Perhaps we should simply buy her a very large hat to stuff her hair in. No mustache. She cannot grow facial hair.
She has a very large hat.
Put all of your hair inside of it.
It's very pink.
I think we should just go back, and if it's just the people, I don't think they're going to have the heart to attack us 11, like my man said.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 ogres, 3 reptiles, wizards,
A
clerics, a Goliath.
A weird hairy Goliath. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what are you naming? I'm
a genasi.
Genasi? Thank you.
So
yeah, I don't think the civilians are going to mess with us.
The plan is to simply intimidate them by sheer force of numbers into submission.
Maggie says, yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
I'm good at intimidating.
Genasi.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Taz, let me talk to you out on the balcony real quick.
Genasi.
Okay.
Queequeg's going to pull you out onto the balcony, Taz, if you go with him.
I don't think I will.
All right.
Wow, okay.
Is Pete just sitting there saying Ganassi over and over again?
He thinks it's a fun word to say.
Queequeg, what are you doing? Tazcool doesn't want to go out on the balcony with you. You just wanted to talk with him, so what did you want to say?
Alright, I was going to try and do this in private, but I'm going to ask him what exactly motivated you to fight that much Earth Elemental last?
Fight's a fight, and I love to fight. That's all.
So,
It means to live in my eyes.
With no rest, after an exhausting day, and picked a fight with a monster that almost killed you last.
Pretty much, yeah. And just like to fight. Not the smartest what's the saying? Okay, whatever. I'm not the smartest person in the world.
Clearly, because if you were a bit smarter, we waited a day and we could have challenged that day at full health. It's not the fact that you fought it, it's the time you fought it that I'm mad about.
And you realize, Pascal, that your friend would cheerfully and happily have fought the beast with you in the daytime. He's just upset because he got summoned out of a dead sleep to come fight it with you in the middle of the night.
And almost got us all killed.
That's really not my problem.
Yeah.
So, okay, then I guess next time you decide to pick a fight when you're dog tired, out of energy, and heavily wounded, I'm not gonna come save your ass.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay, you're death then. And Fleetwood just gets up and walks on.
Alright, so Evie, you see all this happen between your friends.
Hey, Tazcool.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a deep breath real quick, okay? Okay, so, I see that you took off your patches, and, you know, there's been times where I was really upset. I want to know if you guys are going to be okay, because, you know, you're not just a teammate. You're kind of like, you're very important. And, well, I think that the reason why Quickwag is mad is because he likes you a lot, and, he's just grumpy like an old man. Like, have you ever seen an old man that, like, oh my god, they were like, get off my lawn! That's Quickwag.
Yeah.
You say, Fleetwood is not old.
But go ahead.
Yeah, she knows.
Tazcool, go ahead.
I just said yeah, I guess so.
So, I think that the really only thing is he just wants you to be better prepared, because then your death won't go, you know, you could bleed out after the fight and you still win, right? Because that guy's dead too. And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And also, I think that Quickwag would die for you.
Oh no. I'd never do something like that.
You'll be surprised. That's what families are.
Best, I see you guys as acquaintances, to be honest.
Oh,
Not really family. Or even friends. It's all just by coincidence at most.
that is true.
I respect
But-
this point of view. I saw you mostly as food when I first met you.
Completely understandable.
If it makes you feel better, maybe, Geico, I have a plan. Okay, maybe next time that you lose a tail, right? I can, like, mend it, and we can, like, make an alteration to your outfit, and then you can have a tail. And then maybe you'll be happy and think of yourself as family.
I'd like a tail.
You want me to give the next tail I lose to Tazgul?
No, don't give it to him. Think of it as donations.
I will sleep on this.
Yay!
You do realize that I eat the tails that I lose. I eat them.
Well, I could trade you and get you in somebody else's tail.
Whose tail?
You don't know. I don't know yet either. But I can make you an oath for a tail.
If you bring me an adequate tail, I will donate my tail.
Okay, deal.
Right?
Hey, now I've become a body part smuggler in this one.
Oh my god. Oh, actually,
Right?
I think Geico would turn to Tazgul and like he would stand up and like turn around to show him his gecko tail, and he'd ask, "Do you want this one when it eventually falls off, or would you like a different one?"
I'd like a gecko tail.
All right, good, because I hate it. It makes me look fat.
I'd like any tail, to be honest.
What
I don't know what you're complaining about.
What does your backside look like without a tail?
Oh,
You are a dragonborn. I just would assume that you hid it in your pants.
Okay.
Okay.
No, Gecko, I don't think that they're born with tails.
Yep. We don't have tails or wings.
I feel as though this might have been a sensitive subject.
Oh, it's cool.
Well, get used to it. You can look at it whenever you want. It will be yours.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have the message spell? Oh,
I don't. No
Okay.
spells here.
I guess I'll go get Quickwag. We gotta talk about what we need for the adventure. We all got gold now, so maybe we need to get stuff like,
Oh wait, actually, I have unseen servant. Is Queequeg within like 60 feet of our general area, somewhere in the inn?
Queequeg's out on the balcony smoking a pipe.
I'm just gonna cast unseen servant to go and like tug on him and try to like pull him into the common area.
All right, quick, you look down and you feel a tug on your arm, and you can't see anything, but whatever it is tugging you back towards the doorway of the tavern.
Yeah, he's just gonna pull his arm out of it, pull his pipe out, and tamp it out and stuff.
And then head back in?
Yeah.
Okay, so Queequeg, does his business with his pipe, and grudgingly comes back into the tavern.
He's just not having a good day.
He's kind of watered off.
so we gotta figure out what we need for the adventure. We got attacked in the waste, so it's pretty dangerous. There's all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna does anybody need a new weapon?
I wouldn't mind getting little bits of metal on the end of my staff if it would strengthen it a little bit.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Jay will remind you that, I understand what you're asking, but we're headed towards a garrison town. If anybody's going to have anything that will help you out with weapons and stuff, it'll be in Bazozan. Why don't we just, kind of get there and figure out what they can kind of do to help us?
Yeah, that's true. We are in like kind of a little podunk town.
Yeah, you're in Jagao. There ain't much here except fish and rice. You're headed for Bazozan, a major garrison of the Qin dynasty. Then the drow wizard speaks up and says, "Yeah, no, there's military magic users there and armors and all kinds of specialty weapons places stuff."
And I suppose you just need cart and some horses and stuff.
Well, I think that
is it?
Huh? Go ahead, Joe.
I was just saying, how long a trip is it?
If we don't run into a whole lot of problems, maybe 2-3 days, maybe more.
Provisions, maybe some healing potions?
Yeah, and Ao says, "Well, remember they said they were going to outfit us."
Right. We do have to make a pit stop.
We could get a bunch of rice. Well, do
like
any
rice.
of you guys cook?
Maggie holds up her head and says, "Dermot and me, we cook." And you realize that the goblin and the full ogre are the cooks for the other party.
Maybe if this isn't our last adventure, maybe, we could save kids in caves and stuff, like the stuff that they do in the books. And, then one of us is going to need to learn how to cook, so we could, study with them.
And Ao looks at you and says, "Okay, you guys kind of adventure weird, but I'm here for it. We can deal with this."
We can be prepared for anything, right?
Right?
And living off worms kind of sucks.
Not gonna lie, yeah, it does kind of suck. Agreed.
So, me and Pete's already packed. Why don't we just get the stuff and leave early?
Alright.
Can I see your key out?
Can you what?
See your cat.
Oh, even he's asking to see Posey.
Oh, okay. Pete, let him see Posey.
What? Posey's not food.
He's not gonna eat Posey. He's our friend.
And he'll reach down in like a little basket-shaped thing and lifts a little door, and Posey will come out.
Besides, have you smelled her? She's starting to stink. Make her smell like perfume. Flowers.
She comes out, a little flower wreath here around her neck.
And I'll take my finger and point, swipe it from her to you, and she'll walk over there to you.
I pet the cat.
Posey's my oldest friend. Not as old as Pete in age.
Ao looks at you and says, "You realize that the cat's dead, right?"
I'm fully aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as long as you guys know that the cat's dead, I'm okay with it. And Maggie will look down and say, "This pretty cat."
Dead animals need love too.
And Ao just looks at you and just kind of shakes her head. The brown wizard is oddly fascinated. The human rogue in their party is laughing his ass off. The goblin and the ogre are fascinated by the cat.
So what do you
doesn't
guys
like
say?
the cat, but he doesn't hate it. It's like the first pet he's ever been around for an extended period of time that he hasn't wanted to eat, so he's like chill.
Yeah,
And that's only because he smells it.
Yeah, he smells it. He knows it's dead.
right? Quick, what are you saying while all of this is going on?
I'm just looking at all of this going on, saying, well, won't be boring.
It won't be boring. Roll a perception check, quick.
Okay.
Quick, Greg, this is your life now.
What, dog?
Psycho, you owe me a eyeball. Posey.
Wait, dirty 20.
Okay. Quick, while you're sitting there, you hear Geico say this, and you look over and you see Tazku sort of bonding with the ogre and the goblin from the other party, petting a kitten. Yeah, granted, it's a dead kitten. But Tazku, whom you previously thought had no good motivations whatsoever, is sitting there petting a kitten. And you have a little bit of a change of heart, and you realize that your companion, whom you had decided was just not worth your time and energy, is very definitely still a companion, still part of the party, and just different thinking than you. And you make a personal adjustment in how you feel towards Tazcool. You no longer feel like he's your enemy. You feel like you don't understand him, and maybe you need to get to know him.
I never felt like he was that.
Well, I'm metaing.
I'm just saying, I never felt Taz enmity to him.
Okay, alright, so you kind of feel like maybe he's worth getting to know.
It was things the guy who needs to think before he acts a bit.
Yeah. Then maybe you think that you possibly, maybe you need to think before you act a bit. So, with that, Geico, yes, you have an hour if you want to go try to find an eyeball.
Yes. I am going to get up and pour. Like, is there still ale on the table?
Oh, yeah. It's a tavern.
I'm gonna pour a big tankard of ale and, like, set it in front of Pete before I leave. I'm gonna say, please try to drink all of this and maybe one more before I get back. I would like to have a conversation with you when I return. Drink up, my friend. And he'll just walk out.
All right. So, Geico, what are you trying to do when you walk out into Jigao and the gathering late afternoon?
Are there any, like, farms or, and it's one of two things. Are there any, like, small farms on the outskirts of town, or are there any, like, hobo camps?
So there's no hobo camps. There are several small farms.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way to... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
This guy's to say there's also a butcher shop in town. There's the tortoise pens you know of. I mean, other than that, it's a small town.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I'll make a quick stop into the butcher shop and ask if there are, like, A, are there any eyeballs, and B, how fresh are they?
And the butcher looks at you and says, "What do you want eyeballs for?"
That is none of your business.
And he says, "Yeah, man. I mean, look over there in the awful bin. We slaughtered some sheep today. There's some sheep's eyeballs over there."
From today?
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll go over and pick out, like, 4. And do I have to pay for these?
No, he looks at you and says, "Mate, if you you can find a use for eyeballs, you can have them.
Thank you. I will leave now. And he'll just leave with a handful of eyeballs and walk back in.
Okay. So you have 4 sheep's eyeballs.
Yes. And I'm gonna hold them out in front of Pete and say, you can either have all of them or pick your favorite. I would prefer if you just picked one because I would like to eat the rest.
Well, Pete is going to take one and pop it in his mouth right away.
Oh.
He's an ogre.
Okay, you can have a second one. I didn't realize why you wanted it.
Oh, okay. And you'll eat another one.
All right, and then Geico will eat the other 2 and kind of like give Pete a pat on the head.
All right, with that, we're going to end our session with Geico and Pete bonding over eyeballs. And
okay, I just want to say that I thought Geico was going to go for like a pickled eyeball store.
No.
Like,
no, if Pete asks for an eyeball, he's going to go find the freshest one he can.
I mean, it's a beautiful place to end tonight. Bonding over eyeball snacks.